I stopped telling people about Bitcoin, and here's why. I used to be that guy at Thanksgiving dinner. You know the one. Cornering Uncle Dave by the mashed potatoes, showing him Bitcoin charts on my phone while he's just trying to get his turkey. 3 years ago, I probably tried to orange pill everyone from my barber to my Uber driver. Today, I've gone completely silent. And weirdly enough, my Bitcoin stack has never been healthier, my stress levels are down, and the people who actually get it are finding me instead. Stick around because I'm about to reveal the exact moment I realized I was doing Bitcoin evangelism completely wrong, and why shutting up might be the smartest move you'll make this year. Quick heads up, this is for educational and entertainment purposes only, not financial advice. Do your own research, folks, and consult a pro before making moves. So here's the thing nobody talks about. Orange pilling people is exhausting. It's like trying to explain the internet to someone in 1995 who's perfectly happy with their encyclopedia collection. You're not just explaining a new technology, you're asking them to question the entire financial system they've trusted their whole lives. The Federal Reserve, the dollar, their 401k, that advice their dad gave them about bonds. You're basically asking them to admit that the economic matrix they've been plugged into might actually be a lie. And spoiler alert, most people would rather take the blue pill, order DoorDash, and watch The Bachelor. I learned this the hard way after probably 500 conversations that went absolutely nowhere. I'd spend 2 hours explaining proof of work, sound money, and the Cantillon effect to someone who'd just nod along, then immediately ask me about Dogecoin because they saw Elon tweet about it. It was like teaching someone chess and having them ask if they can move the knight like a diagonal pawn because it feels right. But here's where it gets interesting. The moment I stopped trying to convince everyone, something crazy happened. The right people started showing up. It's like that old saying, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. Except in Bitcoin, when the student is ready, they'll find the rabbit hole themselves. Your job isn't to drag them down at kicking and screaming. Let me paint you a picture. There are basically 5 types of people you'll encounter when Bitcoin comes up, and only one of them is actually worth your time. First, you've got the comfort zone campers. These folks are making decent money, spending all of it, and genuinely don't see a problem. They're the ones buying the new iPhone every year on a payment plan, while complaining their savings account has $12 in it. When you mention Bitcoin, they hear risky internet money and mentally file it next to essential oils and timeshares. They're not ready, and that's fine. Then there's the political fix-its. These are the people who think every problem can be solved if we just elect the right person or pass the right law. Bad economy? Vote harder. Housing crisis? Tax the rich. Inflation. Price controls, baby. When you tell them Bitcoin removes the need for trusted third parties, their brain short circuits. Because if the system itself is the problem, then all their political team sport nonsense was just pointless theater. And nobody wants to admit they've been arguing about deck chairs on the Titanic. Here's where most Bitcoin enthusiasts waste their energy, and I want you to pay attention because this could save you literal years of frustration. You've got the surface-level skeptics, smart people who ask reasonable-sounding questions, but are actually just looking for permission to dismiss Bitcoin entirely. What if the government bans it? Dude, the government couldn't even ban TikTok. What about the environmental impact? My guy, the dollar funds more oil wars than Bitcoin could ever dream of. These folks aren't actually looking for answers. They're looking for an excuse to stay comfortable. Then there's the conspiracy deep divers, and honestly, these people are exhausting in a different way. They see every problem, trust absolutely nothing, and think Bitcoin is probably a CIA psyop. You'll spend 4 hours explaining cryptography and decentralization, and they'll hit you with, yeah, but what if Satoshi is actually the NSA? And look, healthy skepticism is great, but if you don't trust math, peer-reviewed code, or basic incentive structures, I can't help you. You're just going to have to learn the hard way when your dollars turn into monopoly money. But here's the thing that changed everything for me. If you're nodding along thinking about your own setup, what's one thing holding you back from actually stacking sats instead of debating random people? Share in the comments because I bet it's not what you think. The fifth type is the only one that matters: the high agency thinkers. These are the entrepreneurs, the engineers, the people who read books for fun and don't need permission to think differently. They're already questioning things. They already know something's broken with the system. They just haven't connected all the dots yet. And here's the beautiful part: you don't need to convince them of anything. Your conviction does the talking. They see you living differently, not stressed about inflation, not panicking during market crashes, genuinely optimistic about the future, and they get curious. That's when real conversations happen. I stopped trying to be a Bitcoin missionary and started just living like I'd already exited the fiat system. And you know what? The people who were ready started asking questions. Real questions. Not, what if the internet goes down? But how do I secure my keys? Not, isn't it too late? But what's your strategy for self-custody? Here's the real secret: Bitcoin doesn't need your help. It's been growing for over 16 years without a marketing department, without a CEO, without some venture capital firm pumping it on CNBC. It's the most powerful idea in finance precisely because it doesn't need evangelists. It just needs time and patience to let people figure it out on their own terms. And let me hit you with some perspective. In 2013, Bitcoin was too late at $100. In 2017, it was too late at $3,000. In 2021, it was too late at $60,000. In 2024, it was too late at $100,000. The people who got in weren't the ones being dragged in by annoying friends at dinner parties. They were the ones who took personal responsibility, did their homework, and made a decision. Everyone else is still waiting for CNBC to tell them it's safe, which is exactly when it'll be too expensive for life-changing gains. So why did I stop telling people about Bitcoin? Because I realized I was wasting energy on people who weren't ready while neglecting the ones who were. I was trying to be everyone's financial therapist when I should have been focused on building my own position and living proof of concept. The truth is, some people need to feel the pain of inflation eating their purchasing power. Some people need to watch their bank freeze their account over a disputed charge. Some people need to see their government print another $1 trillion before they'll question anything. And that's not your problem to solve. Your job is to keep stacking, keep learning, and keep building the parallel economy. Be the example, not the preacher. Let your peace of mind during market chaos do the talking. Let your lack of financial anxiety during inflation speak volumes. When people are ready, they'll find you. And when they do, they'll actually listen because they're coming from a place of genuine curiosity, not polite tolerance. The people who get Bitcoin early aren't smarter or luckier. They're just willing to think independently and take responsibility for their financial future. Everyone else will get the Bitcoin price they deserve, which is exactly what they'll need to finally wake up. Maybe that's at $100,000. Maybe that's at $1 million. But whenever they arrive, they won't remember the friend who tried to orange pill them 5 years ago. They'll just wish they'd listened sooner. So here's my challenge to you. Stop trying to convince everyone. Pick your battles. Save your energy for the people who are genuinely curious and let the rest figure it out on their own timeline. Your time, your conviction, and your mental health are too valuable to waste on people who aren't ready for the truth. If this resonated with you, smash that like button, because it tells YouTube to show this to more people who actually get it. Subscribe for more no BS Bitcoin content that cuts through the noise. Hit that bell icon so you never miss a video. Share this with one person, just one, who you think is actually ready to hear it. And drop a comment below. What made you finally take Bitcoin seriously? Was it a person, an event, or just that light bulb moment? Let's build a community of high agency thinkers who are done playing fiat games. Keep stacking, stay sovereign, and remember, Bitcoin doesn't need you, but you definitely need Bitcoin. See you in the next one.